She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 4 predictions of the NFL week. Now, this will consist of all games, including the game that just got postponed, the Steelers versus the Titans. It most likely will be played on Monday or Tuesday. Honestly, it was bad luck for the Titans to get some people in their building with COVID, including staff and players. But at least they'll be able to play this week, whether it's on Tuesday or Monday. Doesn't matter, they'll be able to play. But without a further ado, let's get started with Thursday Night Football. Starting it off with Denver taking on the Jets in MetLife Stadium, and I got the Broncos winning at 13-10. Honestly, this is not the Jets season. This is not the Jets season. They have been terrible this year, and I don't feel like they're going to be a better team this week against Denver. So honestly, I think a 3-point difference is what's going to happen in New York, but I will still give Denver the win. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Washington Football Team. And I'm sorry, Washington Football Team, you are not going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. I know they just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's a Kansas City Chiefs. You are the Washington Football Team, and I have you losing it 42-3. 39-point deficit. There's no way I'm seeing Washington beat Baltimore. And if they do, then Washington's going to be going to the playoffs, because that's going to be impossible. The only way they'll be able to beat them is if they're a better team than Baltimore. And that's something I don't think Washington is not even close to being. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I got the Los Angeles Chargers losing it 23-17 against Tampa Bay. A 6-point deficit. Honestly, Brady would be doing good against the Chargers. And honestly, depending on who starts, whether it's Taylor or Herbert, honestly, I think it's still going to be a loss, due to the fact that it's going to be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That defense is pretty good. They got Tom Brady, and then they got these wide receivers like they got Mike Evans, they got Chris Godwin, they got tight ends O.J. Howard, they got tight end Gronkowski, they got all these guys, and I don't think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to let them go without winning this game. And honestly, that's what I think is going to happen. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Miami Dolphins, and I got the Seahawks winning it 34-27. And honestly, it's what I believe. It's what I believe. Seattle is a very good team. Russell Wilson has been scoring nearly 5 touchdowns a game. Last 2 was 5 touchdowns a game against both the Cowboys and the Patriots. Like, the one that they least scored touchdowns, which is 4, was in week 1 versus Atlanta. So if they can keep that up, I think Seattle's on a good run. And then you got the Miami Dolphins, who are not technically are rebuilding, but they're not trying to tank this year. They're trying to build a team to make the playoffs now. Even though their quarterback isn't the quarterback of the future, it's just a guy teaching the quarterback of the future what he has to do. And honestly, I think Miami doesn't have that big of a chance to win against Seattle. Of course, Seattle's defense is struggling, both the defensive backs and possibly the linebackers. I'm not saying that KJ Wright or Bobby Wagner are really bad. Honestly, it's due to some other linebackers that are doing bad or getting injured. And the defensive line is pretty good, to be honest. If Seattle stops them on defense, that's all that's gonna be rope for Miami, because definitely Seattle's going to pick apart that defense. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Houston Texans, and I got the Vikings winning at 28-23. Honestly, I think Minnesota will win this, and Houston has a chance. They have a chance in this game, but I do see Minnesota as a better team, and honestly, they have a better roster than Houston. I mean, anyone who gets rid of DeAndre Hopkins is definitely going to be a loser to Kirk Cousins' team. Even though they lost their star wide receiver, they at least got a first-round pick out of it. Like, and drafted, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know who Minnesota drafted. I think it was Justin Jefferson, and I think he's doing pretty good as well. And not as good as Stephon Diggs, but at least he's doing good. And I think Minnesota will take the win this week against Houston. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Detroit Lions, and I got the Detroit Lions losing 24-26. Honestly, I'm only saying the score is this close due to the fact that New Orleans is not doing good this year. Like, they win week 1, alright. They then lose to a team like the Las Vegas Raiders in their opening game in Las Vegas. I'm like, nah, man, this team, there's something wrong. And honestly, they don't got bad players, to be honest. Like, they got good players. They even lost to Green Bay this last week. Like, do I see the Saints as a championship team? Possibly. Do I see them as a playoff team? Absolutely. Do I see the Lions as a playoff team? No. No way. And honestly, to be honest, Detroit did amazingly against the Arizona Cardinals. And to come back and win, that is something that we do not see coming from the Detroit Lions, especially against the Arizona Cardinals. So I got the Saints winning it. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and I got the Cowboys winning it 38-28. To be honest, Cleveland is a very good team, but not good enough to take on Dallas. Dallas nearly beat Seattle last week, but I think that Cleveland isn't going to have that chance that Seattle had, or even the chance that Atlanta had. Dallas is going to definitely take this game over and win against the Cleveland Browns. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, and I got the Bengals winning it 17-13. Honestly, Jacksonville's not a good team. Cincinnati is struggling, but they are a good team. Honestly, Jacksonville lost almost everyone. Cincinnati is rebuilding. They got their quarterback of the future. They got T. Higgins. They got AJ Green. They Joe Mixon. They got all these guys on offense. They need to work on their defense a bit, but I still believe in this team in Cincinnati. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Chicago Bears, and I got the Bears winning at 21-17. Honestly, if Nick Foles starts, there's a big chance for them to win. If Mitch Trubisky starts, I don't think they're going to beat the Colts. But there's also this. They might go dual quarterback. So they'd start Mitchell Trubisky for the first half and then put in Nick Foles for the second half, which would be an amazing thing to do with Nick Foles there. Honestly, Mitch can do the first half, maybe score a touchdown or two. Then Nick Foles comes in and scores a touchdown or two. And then there's a comeback. There's a win. There's a win, whether it's a comeback win or whether it's not a comeback win. I think the Chicago Bears will take the win as long as they got Nick Foles playing. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers, and I got the Cardinals winning at 23-21. Honestly, I'm disappointed in Arizona losing to the Detroit Lions last week. But to be honest, that was just a fluke. They're going to beat the Panthers. Not by that much, but they're going to beat the Panthers. So 100%, I believe this. Next up, we got the New York Giants taking on the Los Angeles Rams, and I got the Los Angeles Rams winning at 27-12. The New York Giants, just not a good team. And honestly, hope for the best for these guys, because they're not going to be going to the playoffs. And the Rams, they might be a playoff team this year. Like, they have defeated Dallas. They lost to Buffalo, but they defeated Philadelphia as well. So honestly, I see these guys as a playoff team this year. Maybe a 7th seed. But they're still doing pretty good, and I think they'll continue to do pretty good against the Giants. Next up, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, and I got the Bills taking it 31-28. Honestly, I know the Raiders did good against the Saints, but I think Buffalo is a better team than the Saints. Honestly, right now the Bills are a better team, in my opinion, than the New Orleans Saints, as the New Orleans Saints are kind of falling. They're kind of falling off in my opinion. But I still think the Saints to be a good team, while Buffalo is a good team just as well. And the Raiders are also a good team, but not as good as either of those two. Even though the Raiders will beat the Saints, honestly, I do have the Raiders above the Saints. But in roster-wise, I still think the Saints have better players than the Raiders. That's the only thing I see Raiders losing in right now, as they did beat the Saints on Monday Night Football. But I regardless say the Bills will win it 31-28 this week against the Raiders. Next up, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, and I got the Chiefs winning it 34-29. Honestly, the Patriots are doing good. Cam Newton doing very good, and Patrick Mahomes doing very good. Dude is worth $500 million. He's gonna prove it on Sunday versus the New England Patriots. And honestly, I would love to see Cam Newton and Patrick Mahomes going back to back to back to back to back, scoring every single drive. Like, that would be an amazing game. But I still think even if that happens, or even if they get shut out, I don't know what happens. But as far as I can see, Kansas City will win this game, no matter how. Whether it's a blowout, whether it's close, whatever. It's going to be a Chiefs win in my opinion. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And I got the 49ers winning it 17-10. Honestly, Philadelphia, this is not your year. San Francisco, you lost almost everyone and you're still beaten. I am impressed. I'm impressed with the 49ers. And they'll keep on winning. For the time being, they're not the team to win the division. It's going to be in between Seattle, Arizona, and that's it. Honestly, I don't see the Rams winning the division either. But honestly, I think San Francisco can beat the Eagles. Now, on Monday Night Football, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Green Bay Packers, and I got the Packers winning it 33-18. And honestly, this is a game Aaron Rodgers will definitely 100% win. There's no doubt in my mind that he wins this game. And honestly, I think this is better for the Falcons than knowing that you got the lead to then blow it. So honestly, I don't see the Falcons winning this week either. So yeah. Pittsburgh takes the win. That was it for the video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas, anything you like. I don't know, whether it's ranking quarterbacks, ranking running backs, or any other kind of video. Just tell me what you guys want me to do. Subscribe and hit the notification for more videos. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.